Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
How are
Good
you?
morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing?
We're
Awesome.
well. All is good.
Good.
That's Heather's. That's my favorite room in Heather's house. The fireplace, the window, the couch. Like seriously, like I want to spend my winter holiday there.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm sure the there's got to be a little creek that runs, but be right behind there that kind of adds
hmm
to the ambiance.
Yeah, we go
A little
fishing all the
crick.
time.
That's right. That's
Oh,
right. Fresh trout. Fresh trout. That's right. I'm a fly
you lost.
fisher. I'm
You
a fly
lost. You
fisherman,
lost.
so I like that.
You lost me at fishing.
Oh,
Oh,
fishing
yeah.
is
Yeah.
awesome.
No. It is.
Bless your heart.
It's a
You're gonna bless my heart.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, he used that one early. He used that one early.
Yeah. I pulled that one out early. That's how much I dislike fishing.
Oh,
All
Oh
right, did we
gosh.
all do our homework? We had a pre-read before we
We
had this
did.
call.
I
mhm.
did. Yeah.
All right, excellent.
Did and I
And,
added the link to
Mm.
the show on LinkedIn, so anyone can click on that link.
so, what is our
Great.
topic today, Heather?
Organizational changes
Yep.
at Spotify. So some big things happened this
Yeah.
week.
And
Yeah.
my big uh, thing that I wanted to talk about was really the letter. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not necessarily a expert on their changes, so I can't really comment on what they did organizationally because they did what they had to do. Um, Obviously, I was more interested in the letter that went
Mm-hmm.
out to all the employees. Now, all these letters that these CEOs are sending, they all hit the
Mm-hmm.
internet as soon
Yeah.
as they come out, and there is no secrecy in any of these letters, which I think is fine. And obviously, this letter didn't have anything inappropriate in it.
No.
The reason that I brought it up to the team to talk about was I just thought it was really not very motivating. If I was one of the
Mm-hmm.
employees that was staying, I think I'd actually want to leave
Mm-hmm.
because when I read the letter, it may have actually been, and I know I may get in trouble for saying this, it may have actually been too transparent. Like it just, you read it and you walked away going, oh my gosh, like this is really, really upsetting if I was an employee.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the, what I got. What did you get from the letter?
Yeah. I mean, for myself, I think a couple of things. One, there was a lot of buzzwords that were used in the letter that didn't make any sense. Uh, one, and then number two, you know, he never took responsibility for what really was his decision to grow, uh and not grow responsibly, and now he's got to cut heads. So I think those two were big ones for me, and then the third one was the whole last couple of paragraphs on where we go from here. Nobody is going to read that. If you're an employee and you just got notified that, look around you, there's five of us, one of us is going to go, probably one out of five, you know that's really what people are going to be focused on. They could care less about, you know where the company is going to go going forward. So I think that there's, you know it's like anything else. I mean, people really, are focused on, what does this mean to me? What does this mean to my family? I could care less what your thoughts are about the future.
Well, this letter went to everyone, so they
Hmm.
sent this out
Right.
to
Hmm.
the entire
Right.
organization. What I thought was really difficult about the letter for me to read personally was that when he said, "Look, we hired too many people, and a lot of the people that we hired, you weren't even really doing the work we wanted you to be doing. You were doing
Mm,
work around the work."
Hmm.
And when I read that, I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, first of all, you're letting me go.
Hmm.
And then you're also saying I wasn't even really doing value added work. I was doing work that supported work. And then he talked a lot about how we just have too many people and everybody has to go back to working the old way at Spotify, which was really being really
yeah.
efficient without having a lot of resources. and just everybody pulling their weight and doing as much as you can in a super lean organization. And while I understand the nature of those comments, at some point as a organization, you mature and grow. Even Amazon,
Mhm.
they started out with the planks of wood on the sawhorses as desks, and look at what they did, and how large they grew and what they've become. But I just felt like there was a just a real move to going back to the way they were, and being more startup and more entrepreneurial, and maybe that's really what they want, and maybe that's what they need. But at some point you also need to mature as an organization, and I felt like that admission that we have to mature as an organization and work more efficiently. I just don't think it was well, sorry, I don't think it was well juxtaposed in the letter. I just, if I had gotten notified, I'd probably be like, I think I'm actually happy I got notified, because I read
Mhm.
this and I don't know where this company is going, so it's probably better that I'm moving on. At least that was my feeling.
Mhm. Yeah.
No, and it started out okay, but then like you mentioned, as you get to the bottom, it feels like to me that the beginning was just empty, empty words. Um, and I have to think too, things flow the top down, and as a leader or CEO of an organization, you're saying that we are not working efficiently. He didn't take any ownership of that.
Yeah.
I didn't see.
Yeah. When he said the comment, you know, we need to be more productive and less efficient, in the same sentence, I'm like, what the heck does that even mean? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, some of the things like, uh, yeah, a strategic reorientation. I mean, another one. What does that mean? Yeah, so there's just a lot of stuff that he said in there that were kind of maybe cool buzzwords, but not necessarily from an employee communication perspective make a lot of sense. So yeah,
Yeah.
I love Spotify. I use them all the time. Uh, and they've got millions of customers, happy customers, and they did a great job of of copying Pandora. Uh, you know, but again, it becomes uh, you know, no, there was no no true owning up to the mistakes that they've made, that he's made, and he kind of went real quick into you know. If you're going to be cut, you're going to be notified, and you'll talk to HR. It kind of the transition to the execution of the 17%, kind of happened pretty quickly there.
And 17% is a lot. I mean, and I didn't necessarily see him acknowledge that 17% was a big number. I mean, I would have liked to have seen him say, hey, look, we realize that 17% is a large number. And he tried to do it in that, we looked at 2024 and we looked at 2025, and
Mm-hmm.
we thought about what we should do. And he attempted to say they were doing it now instead of doing something in 2024 and 2025,
Yeah.
but it didn't really come out that way.
Mm-hmm.
It came out a little bit awkwardly on
Yeah.
how he said it. Now, look, I mean, this is a hard thing to do. I mean, I'm not a multi-billionaire like the guy
Mm-hmm.
from Spotify is, like he is, and so I naturally probably know less than he does. So I'll give him that. But it just wasn't really the type of letter that, as a staying employee, I would walk away with and I would feel good about. I
Mhm.
just think that there was, really some better ways to explain, where we're going, where we're headed. And like one of you just said, he needed to take some responsibility. Hey, I let us overhire. We got
Mm-hmm.
ahead of our skis. I should have slowed
Right.
hiring down. And it would have been nice to have seen that acknowledgement, but that didn't come in
Yeah.
this note.
Yep.
I mean, the people
No.
that are getting let go are going to be taken very well care of, but those
Mm-hmm.
staying, like you mentioned, it's kind of like, and for those of you that are staying, you stink, and you need to do better. and there's no
Basically.
motivation to hang around. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We
maybe
want
he's
you to.
anticipating that letter's going to make people leave, and so it's more like a 27% cut because people are
Yeah.
going to elect to take a hiatus out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a report card, and nobody did well on the report card. Those people that are staying and those people that are leaving. This was a pretty, bad report card. Now, I will give Spotify lots of props for a good severance package for employees, because a lot of companies are not doing anything anymore. They've just literally stopped doing severance. Like they're doing 2 weeks and that's it. So I think Spotify was really, 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 really on the mark with their severance. So I really respect them for doing that.
Yeah, and I think that that severance is kind of appropriate for most forward-thinking tech firms that are out there. So I think that's just a good way to a certain degree, take care of folks, so that when it's time to recruit again, people will know that, hey, even if I get let go after I join them, I'll at least have a good severance package available to me. So it's kind of the almost the norm now in Silicon Valley. But you're right, Jason. Some companies have have gone the other way and basically given nothing. So.
And basically said, you're on your own.
Yeah.
And good luck, so sad, too bad for you, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
really unfortunate. And I think it goes to your point of when you're going to go back out to the recruiting market, and people are going to remember that, hey, when things were really tough, you really didn't treat people with dignity and respect and give them a bit of a soft landing. And so I think it would be really hard to bring people back into your organization, because people do have long memories for things like that.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. No, exactly. And I think this is just this is happening more and more as organizations take a look at their numbers towards the end of the year, and also they start to forecast what the next couple of years look like you said, and you know but I think the real key is you gotta your message has got to be crisp. It's got to be heartfelt, uh and really from what I would recommend is, don't talk about the future, in a notification, you know, uh, announcement, because the future is kind of insignificant when nobody's been notified yet. From an employee perspective, and they're not thinking about that. They're really thinking about you know my
Themselves.
ongoing pay, benefits, and bonus and stock. What's going to happen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's actually another good point is, why did you have to send this out before people got notified? Like, isn't that just kind of, that just basically puts people into a gut clench. They're like, oh gosh, now we're all wait for the shoe to drop. I mean, my recommendation would be send this after. You do the notifications, and then we've always done it where we've said we notified people after that. Look, all the notifications are done. Your bandmates, as they call them in this
Yeah.
case, have been notified. If you weren't notified, you're not going to be notified. And then you could, put this out, which would always be my preference when you do these kinds of communications.
Yep. No, exactly. Exactly. They're tough, but there's ways to do it and ways to do it the right way. This is a tough message that was sent out.
Mhm. And we've helped
Yes.
clients along the way through a situation like this
hmm
to do it the right way, in
hmm
the right order,
Correct.
with employees at the forefront.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, how many of these have I done? It's just innumerable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't even want to count.
We've had a lot of experience in this kind of these kind of notifications, and they're never easy, and it's yeah it's got to be done the right way, and like you said, Heather, and really respecting the person that's being affected, and helping them any way you can do that transition.
Yeah.
Yes, that is
hmm
very
So
important that you
important.
do this honorably.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I've been the not only did I go out and do a riff process, when I got back, then I got riffed. So there you go.
Oh,
That's always fun.
Get on both sides.
So, but it
Yeah,
happens.
you know,
It happens.
it's like I always tell people, you know, it's going to happen at some point in your career, and people get mad when I say that,
Hmm.
but really it's true. At some point, you're going to get laid off,
Hmm.
and it's just a matter of you work long enough, it's going to happen, and it's typically not something that you've done. In some cases, maybe it is something that you've done. I won't be so naive as to say everyone that gets ripped, they never did anything, but I would say in the vast majority of cases it's really nothing that you've done, but it's going to happen. And so you want to be as honorable and as charitable on when you do it, so that when it happens to you, you get the same benefit of the doubt. I believe in putting goodness into the world and good karma into the world. So make sure that you do it right for the people that you have to talk to.
Yep, exactly. So true. And if any of you that are out there are going to go through this process, have to lead this process, let us know, and we will be more than happy to spend an hour with you to kind of, you know, help you understand some of the things that we've gone through and avoid some of the challenges that we've had going through this process. So, we were
Mhm.
available to help in any way possible.
I've got a big checklist that you can use.
There
So
you go.
if you want a
Hmm.
pre-made, really cool checklist, give me a call and we can figure out a way to make that work for you.
Yep, exactly.
All right. Well, anything else on this, or are we going to, are we going to do a closing song here, do an encore, and tie this up?
Yeah, since we are part of the bandmate group now.
Yes, we're honorable. Honorable bandmates for
That's right.
Spotify.
That's right. So true. So true. Pick your your station, and go from there.
Exactly. All right. Well,
Right.
thank you, everyone. I appreciate the conversation, and we are here for you. So, Ray, how do people get a hold of you?
Yeah, just REY at thrivehrconsulting.com. Or look at my LinkedIn page. You can hit me there. I've got my phone numbers available, so feel free to contact us.
Heather, how do we get a hold of you?
So same thing, LinkedIn or heather.simmons at thrivehrconsulting.com.
I can give everyone my pager number. Oh, I'm sorry, that's
Oh,
maybe a little bit too old school. Yeah,
oh
you
man.
can get me at Jason at thrivehrconsulting.com. And I look forward to talking to you and working with you on anything that you have.
All right.
Sounds
See you
great.
next
Have
All
a
week.
right.
great week.
All right. Until the next show in Albuquerque.
There you go.
Woo! Rock on. Rock on. All right.